Hello everyone, welcome to another video of Coding with Sijaz. My name is Mohammed Sijaz. I'm a software developer. If you're coming to this channel for the first time, do consider subscribing this channel. That will be a motivation to create more and more videos like this. Today, we will learn more about Git. So in the last video, we have seen how to create a Git repository, what are the benefits of it, and how it makes a developer's life easier. If you haven't watched that video, click here for the link to access that video. Today, we will learn about cloning, stashing, and merging. So let's see what is cloning. Cloning is a process of bringing an existing Git repository from the Git server to a local system. Ideally, this is what you do before starting to work on a code. So you might have an existing repository and you might be working on extending it. So let's see how to clone a code. So for cloning a code, first let me open Visual Studio and let me open a folder. Let me create a new folder. Git. Let me call it Git Part 2. And I'll open that folder. So here we have opened a new folder called Git Part 2. And I'll open a new terminal window. So you see here, if I enter Git status, it says that there is no Git repository found in this folder. We have to clone it. So let me open the Git repository which we have created in the last video. So we have the Git training folder here. And I want to clone it. So I'll select HTTPS. I'll click copy the URL. So all I need to do is git clone and paste this folder. Once I do it, you can see it creates a new folder called Git training. So it has both our files in it. So it is identical to other folder which we have here. So you see here, anything you push from here will be available in the other one. So that let's see that as well. So let me open a terminal window. I'll switch my branch to main branch. So check out main, and I have my two files here. So you can see here when I do a git pull, it says there is no additional changes in it. It's up to date. So let me make some change. So new lines are added. This is my new change. So I'll save it. I'll do a git status. I see there is a readme file modified. So I'll do a git add dot. My old files are added to the staging area. So let me do a git status again. You can see it is green, which means it is already staged. So all I need to do is do a git commit -m modified readme. So since it is staged, all I need to do a git push. So it's pushed. Okay. You can see it is pushed. So let me switch to the folder which we have cloned now. So the Git training folder, I'll go to Git training. I'm inside it. Sorry. CD Git training. I'm inside it. I'll clear it. And you can see now Git status still says this is up to date because we haven't fetched it. So let me do a git fetch, which will not pull the code, it just update the head status. So you can see that if I do a git status, it says that your current local branch is one commit behind the origin, which means the origin has one additional commit. So all I need to do is git pull. If I do a git pull now, you can see that additional change is also available here. So this is what is Git cloning. So it is a way how to bring a remote repository to the local system. Now let's see what is Git stashing. So imagine you have made some changes locally. I want to shelve these changes so that I can apply it later. So let me modify again here. More lines are added. Okay. Once I do this, you can see my git status says that I have modified a change. So let me go to the the other repository, and here also I'll make some changes to the 6th line. So git stage stash test. I'm saving it. Same process. I'm adding it. I'm committing it with second time, and I'm pushing it. Now, if I go here and do a git fetch, I see that there is a new code available. Or when I do a git status, you can see that I have a readme file which is stashed or which is changed here. But I do have another change. So I don't want to discard these changes. I want to pull the code and look at the code and later decide whether I want to apply this new changes or not. So for that, I can simply type git stash, which will save this temporarily in a hash named E5B5C53. You can just type git stash list to get the list of stashings. So let me clear it. Let me make it more clear. Git stash list will list down the stash which I have made. So if I do a git status now, you see that it doesn't show any other changes in the local. It has only one additional change in the remote repository. So I'll do a git pull now, and new change has come here. So I'll apply my stash here. So all I need to do is git stash pop, which will bring that stashed change over here. So you see here, so what have happened right now is there are two things. So new lines added is additionally coming from my currently stashed change, and I do have a change which come from the upstream. So I want both changes. I can just say that accept both changes. All both changes will be here. And when I do a save, you can see it's already, if I do a git stash entry is kept in case you need it again. Anyway, git status, there is a modified file. All I need to do is git add dot and git commit -m merged the changes, and I have the changes merged. Now all I need to do a git push, and all my final changes are pushed into the git repository. So let me go back to the git repository and I'll refresh here, and I see my readme file have all the changes. Now let's see what is git merge. So for that, let me go to the git repository and I'll do a comparison between my two branches. So I have release 1 branch and I also have a main branch. So let me do a comparison between two branches. So let me go to release 1 and see. I'll do a compare. So I see that there are some changes additional in my release 1 which is not there in main 1, and if I do the opposite, I see there are certain changes which is there in the main branch which is not there in release 1. So I want to sync both these changes. So all I need to do for that is I'll come to my current repository and I do a git checkout release -1. So once I have this, I do a git pull just to bring all the changes. I hope there is no change. So all I need to do is git merge main. When I do a git merge main, I'm just entering, a new commit message. So I just want to main branch to be merged with release 1. So I can just type, WQ and enter. I have committed this change. So basically what happened is when we try to merge it, it just asks you for a commit message, and you can type :WQ, which is the Linux code to save and close the editor. So once I do is I can do a git push. Now all the changes of main branch is pushed into release branch. So now if we go back remote repository and I do a refresh here, you see that there is no change. There is nothing in main branch which is not there in release branch. So if I do the opposite, I select main branch here and I do a release 1, you see there is one additional HTML file. So all for that, all I need to do is git pull, just to make sure I have the local branch updated. Nothing there. So git checkout main. So I have the main branch here. All I need to do here now is git merge release -1. So the new additional file which was there in release 1 is now available in main branch in the local git repository. So when I do a git push, everything is pushed into git remote repository. So now this, you see, there is no change between release branch and main branch. Both are in sync. So when do you do this? So this is usually done. So imagine if two of your colleagues are, or you and another colleague is working on two different features. And let me call, you're not pushing anything to main branch. You will be creating your own branch for a feature, and you push your code there, and your another person or the other colleague also created a new branch out of main branch and updated the changes. So basically what happens is now both of these changes need to be merged into one single branch. So either what you can do is you can merge the branch from your first colleague into your branch, or you can take a pull request. So pull request is like, if you see here, I can create a pull request between two branches. So if I create a pull request, it just compare two branches. So if I select release 1, there is no change, but if there is a change, it basically creates a pull request, and you can merge that now with my main branch. But this is only one branch. Now when I try to merge the other branch of other colleague into my main branch, there is a delta, because when the new branch was created, your main branch had one head which was maybe A, and after merging your after the colleague merged his branch into main, the A became B. Now there is a difference between the base branch of your the other person's branch and the base branch in the main. So this difference is there. So what you need to do here is you will be merging the main branch into release 1, so that you bring that state into the one single level and with additional code of your other colleague. So basically with this change, now you can create a pull request and merge it. So with this, you can avoid a lot of conflicts. I hope you have a better clarity on Git. When I was looking at the previous video, I saw that I was missing some points, and it is really important for you to understand this topic as well. So I thought, let me create another video. As I mentioned in every video, if you have any questions, do post comment. You can also shoot out mail from my portfolio. The link is available in the YouTube channel. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.